What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I'm Mark. Thanks for tuning in, and let's talk Dogecoin as we get into this midweek. And this is something where I want to get into an analyst and their comments because Dogecoin is looking very bullish in terms of what they're trying to say. And I will quote as they say, Dogecoin looks so ready. Okay. And that's kind of what we're going to get into as we all await the next altcoin season, the next run up that we have within crypto. And I'm going to break this all down for you guys right here on this channel and in this video. So before we get down into it, a couple things of business. Make sure you guys all smash that like button. And we do talk Dogecoin and all of your favorite cryptos every single day right here at this channel. So make sure you guys all subscribe down below. Also, I want to share with you guys, this is not financial advice. So always do your own due diligence and research before doing anything within financial activity and make sure that you make the best decisions for yourself. Okay. And these are just my thoughts and expressions as it relates to my holdings in the crypto world. Okay. With that being said, let's get down into it because right now we need to take a dive into the crypto bubbles. All right. And we're going to look into kind of what's going on within Dogecoin because we have turned green. And this is something very exciting as we look into kind of what's going on in the market. And right now, guys, it's very, very impressive. A green day is always a day that we're going to celebrate. And for Dogecoin, up almost 2% as we're currently recording. Dogecoin is trading above 14 cents. We have stated, and this is kind of my thought and stance on this, as we've had a very good month and week for Doge, that 13 to 16 cents is the range of consolidation that I really look for. And I think that's where Dogecoin needs to be. It's kind of doing better than a lot of meme coins out there in terms of stability, which is a great sight to see. The Dogecoin whales are swimming, and we're going to get into kind of the comments and why Dogecoin looks so ready as an analyst is talking about a 5,200% move to the upside. So let's get down into these comments and some of the highlights about it because right now, Dogecoin's price action is eyeing 27% in the short term to reach 18 cents. We did get as high as, the 2021-22 back in spring of 2024. And this is something where we talk about a 52x on Dogecoin, putting it at $7.36 with a $1.125 trillion market cap, just a little bit below where Bitcoin would be at right now at present day. Now, I want to share with you guys something because Dogecoin does trade alongside of Bitcoin to some extent. And right now, as we're talking about it, the biggest thing going on is the fact that we are so early to what crypto is doing right now. And what I mean by that is this is something where we're still at the same rate of adoption back that we were at the last bull cycle back in 2021. And now with an analyst talking about Dogecoin gearing up for another rally, we have to look into this 5,200% upside. I'm not going to quite frankly get on board with that. A lot of you guys probably watching this are going to be laughing, and that's quite all right because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And Dogecoin at 14 cents, it's up, but that's something where we need to talk about the volatility within crypto and how that all can change on a dime. But $7.36 is a little bit too bullish for me in Dogecoin. I think $1 is in the cards. And then if we get to $1, then we can start getting ultimately really bullish, but it's going to be something where that's going to take time. And I'm not really on board with that yet. Okay. So what we're going to talk about right here is kind of what we're looking at within the likes of this 5,200%. I want to analyze this a little bit for you guys because in 2017, we did see a 92x during that 2021 bull market. That's where we even got as high as 300x back in 2021, and conversely 2017 we did see a 92x. So this is something where I do believe in the historical cycles of crypto, and this is where if you do look at history repeating itself, okay, we're at the same amount of bars, and this is the same kind of in somewhat form or fashion. If we look into the cycles here, this is where we have roughly about 1,000 days. Okay, and in these 1,000 days we did see these multiples where we got 92x, 300x, and then the next step, if we are going to repeat this trend, this is where they're looking at the multiples here and how exponentially these cycles are amplified as time goes on, as money grows. And that's where we see roughly about 1,100 days is what the in-between cycle is. And that's kind of what takes us to present day right now, as we are roughly at a 1,190 day mark from the last cycle where we did 300x back in 2021. So according to that, I can get down with that, right? But I don't think 5,200 is the percentage that we can really look at. I think if we use the recency and historical basis, okay, you're going to be talking about a 92x jumping almost a little bit more than 3x. So I could see maybe 1,000x, but 5,200 That's something where that's just absolutely insane. So we're going to talk about this in terms of what this actually would mean. The chances of reaching, and I do agree with this, and I'm glad that they actually said this because of the tokenomics and how we look at the inflation rate being fixed at 5 billion coins per year. Dogecoin reaching $7.36 is very slim due to the supply that is inflationary, like I said. But that's something where we look at it where if we do mimic the 2016 bull cycle and it does get all the way up to 2026, the supply will raise by 6.25 billion. That would cause Dogecoin to be at $7.36 per coin with a market cap of $1.125 trillion. Okay, so hypothetically, theoretically, yeah, this is true. Okay, this is true. But realistically, I don't think it's a possibility. We look at kind of where the M2 money supply is globally. That's at $89 trillion. So essentially, what that would mean is Dogecoin would have to have a 1.26% share of the global money supply, which I think is why we're going to debunk this because as much as we love the Doge, it's still a meme coin. Okay. And meme coins can be big, they can be large caps, but to get to that 1.26% share of the global money supply would be extremely, extremely crazy, in my personal opinion. Okay. So, another thing we're going to talk about is kind of the resistance that lies ahead. We've talked about the 14, 15 cents, but for me, guys, it's been 13 to 16 cents. So, 16 cents is kind of where I have that resistance. And if we do bust through that, that would be kind of where we end with that level where we do get above the local highs this year of 22 cents and beyond. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. All right. So, if you're holding Dogecoin and you're holding out, just keep holding. That's kind of how I view it. Obviously, make the best decision for you and your financial status. This is not financial advice, but I do think Dogecoin trading at this level between 13 and 16 cents is very, very healthy. And I think it takes us to the next leg of upside where we do get back above that 20 cents level eventually. Okay. But that's kind of where we're at. If we look at the Fibonacci levels, seeing these jumps, this would be a 27% jump from the current price, which I do think is firmly in the cards. Okay. And that's kind of where we look at kind of where we're at in terms of derivatives. The largest support for Dogecoin is around that 13 to 13.3, which coincides with the 0.387 Fibonacci retracement level on Dogecoin's chart. So there is some TA that backs it up. I think that we're going to see a lot of bullish narratives here come about for Dogecoin. We have seen a lot more upside and room to run from the Dogecoin whales. But for me, guys, this graphic tells it all. I think that history in crypto is very cyclical. I look for history to repeat. I don't think we're going to get a 5,200% increase, but I do think Dogecoin is ready for some more upside. And I do agree with the sentiment that Dogecoin, quote unquote, looks so ready. So that's where I'm at. Leave me your comments down below. Where do you see Dogecoin headed in this 2024, 2025 cycle? If we do hit it, obviously, nobody has that crystal ball in crypto. So this is very much a subjective conversation. And like I said, it's not financial advice, but according to the historical data in this graphic that I'm showing you right down here on your screen, Dogecoin is going to see something very similar that it did back in 2016 or 2017 and 2021 respectively. So that's where I'm at. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.